Hello there, everybody. Thanks for joining me again on another episode of Anthematic Entertainment. On this episode, I'm going to talk to you guys about my week of solitude. Stick around and we'll get right into it. So, check this out. I just had the dream vacation week of solitude. My wife and son love them to death. They basically have been off the last week. They went to Disneyland in California, LA. Amidst all the fires, they braved it up, they champed it up, and they went for an awesome Disney adventure in Disneyland, followed up with a few days in Universal Studios. My son is a huge Super Mario fan, so him being able to go and check out Super Mario World is going to be like a life experience for him. Sad that I missed it, but at the same time, we had really, really busy holidays, busy everything. And I really, in 2025, wanted to sort of focus on getting this YouTube channel up and running. Have a few videos up already. Crazy to see that one of them is already at like 300-400 views in a few days. It's pumping, man. It gives me the momentum. It gives me the excitement, the energy, the eagerness, and momentum to keep it going. So that's what we're doing here now. With that said, I'm chatting with my wife and my son every single day, and their adventures are awesome. Can't wait till they get back tomorrow night. It's going to be amazing. See all the pictures, talk to them about it, hear all the awesome stories, all the cool rides. Glad they had a good time. And even the fires, eh? One thing, I'll sort of leave it at this. Super unfortunate. Thousands and thousands of acres of fires and homes ruined and businesses ruined and people's lives ruined. Thoughts and prayers go out to all those individuals because it's obviously got to be, life-changing, some of the worst challenges and just disaster, catastrophic things. I can't imagine having your house sort of burnt down or your business burned down, or even sort of being an employee of one of the businesses that have burnt down, and now you have nowhere to work. Thoughts and prayers go out to all those individuals. I can tell you this: every single day I've been speaking to my wife and my son, like, how's the smoke? How's the stuff in the sky? How's the air quality? How are the looters? Guys, these businesses, these Disneys, these Universals do a fantastic job of like shielding that. Can't believe it. In 2025, we're sitting here. A large city like LA is sort of in the midst of an evacuation. Look out, the fires, an extra 10 acres a day are burning. Get out, evacuate. But at the same time, simultaneously, it's like, yeah. You can't cancel your tickets to Disney. Can't cancel your hotel. Can't cancel your flights. So the tourism's rolling in one door while the emergency evacuation's rolling out the other door. And sort of both are blind to both sides. But Disney, Universal doing a great job of shielding all their guests from all the damage and destruction of the fires. But anyways, I've had the last week off, literally 6-7 days. And I played a ton of video games, captured a ton of footage, got onto Twitch for hours and hours and hours, still really building up the Twitch audience. I'll get up to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 viewers at a time. Working on making sure the audio is good, the video is good, the production's good, the entertainment's good, of course, but got a lot of footage. First game I want to get into that I think needs to pick up some popularity. It's in early access, and I feel like a bunch of things I'm playing are in early access, man. It is the way. I switched to PC gaming back in 2024, and everything's in early access. I'm going to make an episode about that. Not going to get into that today much more. Just know I'm playing an early access game, tons of hours, up till about 4 or 5 a.m. last night in an amazing group, having a blast. And the game is called Pantheon: Rise of the Fallen. It is an EverQuest remake, essentially by the same guy who made the original EverQuest back in 1998, 1999, 2000. I believe that fell under the Sony banner somehow. Anyways, over the past 5 to 10 years, he decided he was going to build another one, and sadly passed away a few years ago. So he started building this new version of EverQuest that's kind of the same but different lore, different game, but same system, same look, same feel. Guy passes away, and it's a passion project. So a bunch of other people have picked it up and have now sort of taken it, hit the ground running with it, and are putting it out on Steam now as an early access with hopes for it to be a full production, full release at some point over the next couple of years. And it's dirty, man. It's dirty good. It's dirty in the sense that when you die, you lose experience. When you die, you lose whatever money, whatever items you had in your corpse. It's ruthless. Like, if you don't know where you were, because there's no map, there's no what do they call those in games? Oh, follow the beacon, follow the big shining light, follow the yellow line on the floor. This has none of that. There's no hand holding here. Like, good luck figuring out a quest. It's all in spoken in hymns, and go here or go there or kill that or get this, but there's no indication of where this or that or these items are that you need for these quests. Super cool, man. Because it's community. You give each other tips. You join a random, give someone a hand over there. You're giving someone a hand. They're giving you a hand. Some people that are total strangers that you ended up connecting with a few nights ago suddenly are running around again. You connect with them again. You have a whole other new adventure. It's really, really well done. It's a good time. Great when you're off on vacation. I don't know how I'm going to sustain the all-night binges when I'm back to my 9 to 5. I don't know what's going to happen. But I've given myself a buffer that I have a few levels up on my buddies, so at least if they continue on, I'll still be able to play with them for a bit. But like I said, it's gonna be a massive drop because I can't have a wife, a son, a full-time job, and all the extracurriculars and all the stuff, and be so engaged in an MMO. But I've dropped a ton of hours into this game over the past week. It's your traditional wizards, warriors, clerics, shaman, rogues, rangers, enchanters, summoners. And it's healers, it's tanks, it's DPS, it's support class. You're going to the typical place where goblins will spawn, and you and a few other groups are sort of sitting there, and you're taking your turns pulling your goblins and getting the good loots and getting the good experience. It might take 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes to find a group because you need to have the perfect dynamic. You got to get 6 guys, one of them being a tank, one of them being a healer, a few of them being DPS, a few of them being support. Now someone's got to go because their kid's screaming. Someone else has got to go because their wife's calling them. But even still, with all that, man, in 2025, with awesome internet connections, awesome computers that we have with excellent graphics and stuff, oh my goodness, it's so cool, man. I'm going to do a full-out video. I got tons of footage, lots of adventures, lots of close deaths, huge triumphant defeats. I'm going to put a video on that. But if you were at all inclined to check out an MMO, and you kind of like appreciate those dirty ones where it's ruthless, it's not hand-holding, it's not quality of life, if that makes sense. It's raw, man. But it's good. It's in early access. I've come across camps of enemies where there's just names and there's not even a graphic. There's areas of the map that are completely empty. So it's early access, but no one's saying that it's not, So is what it is. Check it out. I've spent a bunch of hours in it. Pantheon Rise of the Fallen, cannot recommend it more. I'm going to have a full dedicated video to it coming out soon. Next, I've been getting into some Diablo 4 again. I was hard into it at launch, got real into it, played through the campaign, played a little bit of the endgame stuff. I think at that point you would get to level 100 or something. I never went to a level 100. It got too repetitive. Like, you beat the story, which was amazing, and it's all highs. It's all adrenaline. It's like you're fighting crazy things that you think's the final boss, and I'm finally done the Diablo campaign. Wow, what the heck? That was pretty short. And then you only quickly realize, oh no, there's still like 17 more hours of campaign to go here, because that was just, although it was a giant, huge dragon boss, there's some nastier, demonic, crazy other bigger stuff down the line. So it's one of these campaigns that's pedal to the metal. Let's buckle up. Let's make sure we're wearing our helmets. It's going to be a wild ride, and it's nonstop. It's action, action, action. This expansion, Vessel of Hatred, came out probably at some point over the last year. I just bought it now to get into it. And it's been a great contrast with this Pantheon game I'm telling you about this week, because it's so fast. It's so quick leveling. Like, you can be having a 3-hour session and you level up 10 times. So you're sitting there, oh my gosh, I got a new ability point. Oh my gosh, I got a new helmet. I got new gloves. I got a new weapon. So it's constantly like the exact opposite of Pantheon, where it's like you're sitting there and you can be stuck in level 16 for 3 days. In Diablo 4, you can blast through 16 levels in 2 hours. And super cool. I'm at a stage now where I've basically completed the campaign. Again, I got all the footage. I'm going to put a dedicated video for my D4 experience and excuse me, and have some playthrough video footage in there too. It's a good time. I got a buddy who's also going to be running some end game in the new season with me. So now that I've completed the Vessel of Hatred, my guy's level 60. Now the game really now you get into the end game content stuff where you run around in a party or by yourself or with other people or whatever you want to do. And you just go and run dungeons and look to sort of get those late game level tiers sort of increased. Tons of fun. Great contrast again. Great to just play some music behind. zone out, have a good time to the late hours of the night, man. Man, fully embrace this week off. Diablo 4 Pantheon. Another big one. And I've been an NHL hockey EA Sports gamer since the first game on Sega Genesis, man. I know people say this, but I've owned every single one of those games. And the first one would have come out probably in 1991, in the fall of 1991. And it was called NHL Hockey. And it was amazing on Sega Genesis. And then ever since then, there was NHL EAP, NHLPA, I think the next one was called. So the first one was called NHL Hockey, Sega Genesis. Next one was called NHL Players Association, also Sega Genesis, maybe Super Nintendo, maybe not. And the one after that is a legendary one everyone talks about, NHL 94, like it's the first one. No. There was two before NHL 94. Most hours in a video game I've ever put into, 100% is NHL. It is the NHL hockey series, is the most time I've spent in any series for my whole life. And 2024, 2025 is no different. I'm a huge NHL 25 player. Every Friday night, streaming on Twitch. Even Pantheon I'm streaming. Even D4 I'm streaming. So I really focused on my Twitch channel too. I encourage you guys, if you're sitting there on your phone just watching this right now or whatever, or maybe you're sitting on your TV watching this on YouTube, quickly get your phone, open up your Twitch, find Anthomatic, spelled exactly how it sounds, and give me a quick follow. I go on, generally evenings, weekends for sure, and it's a blast, man. My crew is great. My Discord chat is super good, and getting into Pantheon, Diablo 4, NHL Hockey. Friday nights is NHL Hockey, though, and I play this mode now. Like, I'm not here to tell you how to play games, but if you're buying a sports game to play the franchise mode or whatever single-player offering that's there, or even worse, some sort of card game system where it's like you're spending real money after you buy the game to buy cards to hopefully get like some sort of players and upgrade your team, I think you're missing it out, and I think you're feeding the machine the wrong food. What I've gotten into the past sort of 3 or 4 years has been dedicated this 3-on-3 mode where you build a guy, you build a pro, and I try to make him look like me. His name is my name. And you pick your number, you pick your jersey, and that's your guy. Like, you decide how big he is, where his skills are, whatever. And it's pretty balanced. Like, I got to say, it's pretty balanced. Like, there's better players and worse players, but it's pretty balanced. And then you join a team with other human-controlled people where you're not controlling a full team. You're just controlling one guy. And a good friend of mine controls another guy. Sadly, there's only 2 of us. So maybe there's a watcher out there that can connect in the comments, connect in Twitch, and actually become our third. Because I'm the centerman. My friend Mark is the winger. The computer's the defenseman, and we yell at him all the time. He stinks. And the goalie's the computer too. And then we play another team of 3 actual real guys and a computer-controlled goalie. And we go up the tiers. We go up the divisions, right? So when you first get the game, you start in Division 10. And then as you get better and you sort of win games, you get down to Division 1 is the best division. We are currently in Division 2. And in the 2025 game, we actually haven't been able to crack Division 1. And then every 2 months, for 2 weeks, they actually do the playoffs. And it's the structure of the NHL playoffs, right? So you're doing 4 best-of-7 series. And if you can win the 4th series, you win the cup. In this game, me and my friend Mark, we've only ever made it to the second round, Game 7, and we lost. In NHL 24, though, we made it to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals and lost. So we've never actually won the cup. But we're both sitting there. We play a ton of games, man. We both have like 400 goals-ish, 400, 500 goals, 300, 400 assists. And it's awesome, man. We have a blast. We're a lot of yelling at each other. We try not to like get mad at each other and angry, but it gets heated sometimes. It's good. But NHL Hockey, that's our 3rd game. So far it's been Pantheon, D4, NHL Hockey, and then lastly, Assetto Corsa Evo. Huge sim racing fan, okay? Huge sim racing fan. I got an awesome rig right over there. You can almost smell it, man. You can almost see it. But I'm going to save that for another episode where I just showcase the rig because it's awesome. Direct drive wheel, full chassis. I actually got like rumblers on my brake so that when you push the brake in, it'll give you some force feedback when the ABS kicks in, and then the accelerator, it'll give you some feedback. It'll give you some rumbling when your rear tires start to slip because you're burning out. And it's wicked, man. Full force feedback. Like if you're Nancying on this wheel and you're not holding on tight and it goes, like you could break a wrist on this thing. Man. That's awesome. So I'll showcase that for another day. I've been playing some Assetto Corsa Evo. Bare bones right now. Okay, again, early access, right? It's this early access thing. Oh, the game's coming out, early access. So you get like, you can barely progress. Like there's no experience, there's no earning money, it's like, here's some cars and some tracks. So I spent a couple hours putzing around in it. And the physics and graphics, man, feel amazing. Feel super, super amazing. As this game gets fleshed out over the next year, they're planning for a fall 2025 release, which gives them basically 10 months or so between launching early release and then the full game. So what we should expect is every few months you get like a new couple cars, a new couple tracks, a new couple game modes. They're going to do like an open world thing in this game, kind of like Forza Horizon. Can't wait, man, because it's not arcadey. Like it feels real. Like it feels good. It feels good. And I can't wait to get some Twitch footage going on my rig and some just some gameplay footage on the rig going. It's going to be awesome. And it's been a week of solitude, man. I haven't had this since maybe I took a year off of work in high school before I was married with kids. I haven't had this since. I might never have this again. Like a week of solitude. It might never come again. I miss my family. I prefer it when they're home. It's so much laughs. It's so much games. It's so much giggling. It's so much just a good time. And, it stinks to be lonely for sure. I valued my 6 or 7 days of solitude, missed them, made the most of my 7 days. I'm glad my family had a great time while they were away. I will join them next time too. I'm not the kind of guy looking to never hang out with my family and go on vacation, take it as an opportunity to stay home and play games by myself. But yeah, maybe we'll do a beach vacation. But now my son's talking about, hey, he wants to go to Disney World in Florida and Universal in Florida and maybe Japan or something. Anyway, so we'll be doing it all together as a family next time. And can't wait to continue getting the content out there. Thanks. I had a video that went up earlier this week and it had a whole bunch of views, like 200-300 views, which is wild to me. It's like, it's almost like a drug. Like you want to get more out there. It's like, wait, I got more stuff to talk about, man. I got more stuff to show you. You got to see, I got these cool arcade sticks for fighting games. Oh my gosh, you got to see my flight sim gear. I got a whole like Hostess, which is like a throttle and then a stick, and it's like Flight Simulator 2024 or Star Wars Squadrons, No Man's Sky. It's like I just want to record and talk about and show you guys everything and get into it all with you guys. But there's only so much time in a day. So, as always, thank you so much for joining me today. If you want to see some awesome live game and possibly the best personality on Twitch, best personality on the internet, check out on your phone, Anthematic on your Twitch. Give me a quick follow so you don't miss any notifications. I love the viewership. I love the comments. I love the interaction. I just love chatting with video game players like me. Any content creators out there want to do some collabs, whatever, man, you hit me up. We do it. Let's go. Let's have a good time with it, guys. As always, I feel blessed every day. I hope you do too. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk again soon.